Hey guys, Rendon here with TJ Free. In this video, I'd like to show you how to download and install Solus on your computer. So these instructions will work if you want to install Solus on a laptop or a desktop. It is an entire operating system, so it's not something that we can just download and run like we would any other program. Instead, we have to actually install it as the operating system, and so it's a little bit more involved. And yeah, if you've never done it before, pay close attention to these steps. First of all, we need to download the operating system, Solus. So just do a search for Solus, and I'll include the link in the description of this video, but it's solus-project.com. And then we can just click on Downloads here. And then there's a couple different options that any one of these will work. I used Budgie as it's the desktop environment. So I would recommend just doing Budgie if you're not sure, but if you're familiar with these other ones, you can download and use those as well. It's just going to affect kind of the way the menu bar and the icons and the windows appear. And so if you just click closest and then click OK, it'll start downloading on your computer. I already have it downloaded. If you want, you can also click all and choose a server to download from, but that's not necessary. And then also if you'd rather torrent it, it might be a little bit faster. You can click on the torrent and download the torrent version, which just means multiple people are seeding that file and sharing it with you. So that can be faster sometimes. My download took about 10 minutes. It's 1.2 gigs, so it may take, depending on your internet speed, it could take up to who knows how long. Okay, that's so once we have this downloaded, I'll show you. I have mine downloaded here in my downloads folder. It's this Solus Budgie. If we go to properties, we can see my icon might appear a little different than yours because I have some different software installed. But under details, we just see this is a .iso file, so it's an image file. And as such, we can't just drag and drop. So we need to write it to a USB file to use it, like this, a USB drive, I mean. And I already have a USB drive plugged in, and I'll show you what this is. So if I go here, I have this empty USB drive that is 2 gig in size, just about 1.87 capacity usable. So what we don't want to do when it's done downloading, we don't want to drag and drop it over and copy it. That's what you do with regular files, but with image files, we need to write them a special way to the jump drive because we need to write it in such a way that when we plug it into the computer and turn it on for the first time, it'll load the operating system and install from the jump drive. So to do that, we need to use a special tool, and I'm going to recommend we use a tool called Rufus. It's this tool that I have right here, and it looks like this. You can download Rufus if we just go search for Rufus. And there's other tools as well. I'm endorsing, I like this software, but I like them all. So you can also use UNetBootin, Universal USB Installer. There's a tool called Win32 Disk Imager. But for this video, I chose just to use Rufus as the application. So to download it, you just come here, and I'll include the link in the description of this video as well, and then click download, I just did the latest version, which is this one in bold here. And it doesn't even install on the computer, it just runs directly from this executable file. And what you want to do, you'll make sure you have your USB drive plugged in. So mine's plugged in, and so it shows up here under device. And make sure you have the right device selected. And then you'll need to select what disk image you want to write. So mine is in my downloads folder, and it's called Solus-3-Budgie. So I'll go to select, and then navigate to my downloads folder, and then select that ISO file. Leave everything else the same here. This is just what it's going to be named. There's just some different settings, but leave all these how they are unless you understand and you want to change some of that, but we don't need to. Then go ahead and click Start. It might come up with this dialog that says there's some different files associated with this particular ISO needs some extra files. So if we click Yes, it'll just download those files. And then this is saying the image you've selected is a hybrid. This means it can be written either in ISO image, file copy, or DD image, disk image mode. Let's do the recommended one, but I think DD works fine too, because I've used DD to write this as well, and it's worked. So it's just giving us a warning. It's going to erase everything on this jump drive, so that's a warning to you as well. Don't think you can just put in a jump drive with like your family pictures on here and have them both on there at once. It'll erase everything off the jump drive, even if it's like 64 gig or 128 gig, and it'll just install the operating system. Everything else goes away. So be aware of that. So we'll click OK. And it's going to write here. It'll take a little while, so I'll speed up the video here until it's done writing to the jump drive. Okay, so this is done now. everything just says ready and it has start again. So you might be kind of confused, like what? Because it doesn't actually say like writing is finished. It just stopped. We can hit close out of this, and we can look and see. If we go to that same jump drive, and now it says Solus Budgie. We right click and go to properties, and we see that it's got some data written to it. We can open it up and look at that data, and we see, okay, cool. It's actually different than just if we were to drag over that one file. Now it has like this auto run, this EFI file, all this different boot information, which means now this is a bootable USB jump drive. Let's unplug it. So I'm going to just right click and go to eject. We'll eject this out of here. And then I'm going to switch to a different camera, and I'll show you the screen booting this onto the computer that we're going to install it onto. If you want to install it onto the same computer you're using, you can do that, but just keep in mind you're probably going to you'll erase and lose everything. Like you won't be able to get to your Windows, at least the method I'm going to show you. So you'll probably want to put it on a brand new fresh computer that has nothing on it. Okay, so here's the jump drive that we just made in the other portion of the video. I'm re-recording the audio over top of this, so I'm not doing the audio as I'm talking, just because that audio, I did record it, but it wasn't super clear. This computer we're putting it into is a HP 6200 Pro, has an i5 processor, 4 gig of RAM. You can get them on eBay for about $100. I'm just turning it on, and then I'm pressing the F9 key because I happen to know that that's the key to get to the boot menu for this particular computer. And so that brings up the boot menu here. You might need to press like the escape key on your keyboard or get into your BIOS. You might need to change some of the BIOS settings. Look up your specific computer to find out how to get into the BIOS so that you can boot from a jump drive. But for me, I have it as an option here. And so I can just go, and mine's displaying as UDisk General. If you have a specific type of jump drive, like maybe from SanDisk or AData, it'll show up maybe with the brand name. But just locate whatever the name of your jump drive is, and then we'll just want to boot directly. We'll want to use that as the boot method. So I'm choosing mine. It's called General UDisk. We'll hit enter here, and we can just, it'll load directly from this jump drive. And it's loading all of the data into the memory of the computer. So it'll just load the operating system into the memory. It's not installing anything directly onto the hard drive at this point. It's just loading all these files into the RAM of the computer. And so we can actually, you could test out Solus this way a little bit. Not all the features will work, but you can kind of test it out a little bit this way to see. We get a nice mirroring effect here, so you can see myself in the based off of the screen. This is like a super glossy screen, so it's almost like a mirror. You guys see my camera. I'm using the Canon M50 to record this video. Okay, so this is when it boots into for the first time. This is the operating system, again, running off of the memory of the computer. And so we can move the mouse around here. We can click. I apologize, you can't see too much. I'm going into background here. I just want to show that you can actually, I don't think it even lets, I tried to change the background, but it wouldn't let me change it. But I just want to show some different things. You can actually go through and explore Solus. But if you want to install it, we go to the top left here and just double click on this. It says install, I think it says install Solus or something like that. And so this is the screen, and I'll zoom in a little bit here so we can see closer on it in a second. But basically, it's asking us to choose, here we go. Okay, so we can choose our language. We'll set English for me. Hit next. I'm going to check this box that says find my location automatically. I have internet connected to this computer, and so it's using I think it uses the ISP to choose. So my keyboard layout is English, US. I'm in the Northwest and Denver area, so perfect. Now this screen is really important. I don't show it, but you can click at the top drop down there where it says 120 gigabyte Toshiba. That's my solid state that I'm installing to. You'll want to make sure that you choose the correct drive that you're installing to. And then just go ahead and leave this as erase all contents. This bottom option is a little more advanced, but just assume that you're going to erase everything off of that hard drive. We can skip this screen too and just leave everything unchecked and hit next. This screen here will enter in a username. I'm just going to do HP PC because this is an HP computer. And then down here, we want to install a bootloader since we're erasing everything off the disk. And this dropdown lets you choose what disk the bootloader gets installed to. So kind of like we saw on a couple of screens before, just make sure you install the bootloader probably to the same disk that you're installing the operating system to, which in my case is this 120 solid state drive. and then make sure this box is checked that says install a bootloader. So we'll click next here. We'll choose a username. I'll just put TJ here. And then we'll choose a real name. I'll put TJ also. And for password, I'm just going to create a super secret password here. And then it'll have you confirm the password as well. So we'll confirm our super secret password, and then we'll go add now. You have to add at least one user in order to install. But you could install multiple users at this screen too if you wanted to. We'll just do one. We'll click next. This is just a breakdown of all the settings we've told it to do, and we'll just click install. And then we'll hit OK. It's just warning us. It's going to erase everything off the disk. It's potential to lose data. But we'll just install here, and I'll catch you when it's done. Okay, that's done installing now. So we can go ahead and we want to remove the installation media. So go ahead and take the jump drive and just pull it out of your computer at this point. And then we'll click this Restart Now button. And that'll just restart the computer. And now Solus will be loading off of the hard drive of the computer, and it'll just load in every time. So I've cut this a little bit, but this is when you get loaded in. You'll just enter in your password. And I'm going to switch over to my screen recording software. Okay, so now I've installed the OBS. That's the only thing I've installed so far on this computer. And we're just going to take a look here. So down here in the bottom right, I just want to show we have the taskbar. We have some different options for notifications we can take a look at and see. And actually under that notifications, it's one of the first things you'll notice. It says there are security updates available. We can get to the update setting also by clicking on this icon here in the bottom left, and it brings up this software center where we can look at updates. We can select. I would recommend selecting these two and doing those first thing. But it takes a long time, so I'm not going to do it in this part of the video, but that's the first thing you do. You'll update, you'll restart the computer. We can also search for software to install. Like if I want to install Inkscape, I can just search that and hit enter, and we can install Inkscape here. And so you just click up install in the top right. This takes a little while too, so I'm not going to install it right here in front of you, but one that I will install is Audacity. So we can search for Audacity. It's a kind of a smaller program anyway. So we're going to install Audacity. And we'll just click, this shows the packages that will be installed along with it to make it work properly. So it asks for our password, we type that in, and yeah, so it shows the progress across the bottom here that it's installing. We can install multiple software at once, we can be doing our updates, and that status will be at the bottom. And then Audacity will appear over here, and we can type in to create anything we want to. And what else? Okay, so we can bring up the terminal here, and you can see I'm just kind of showing you some of the functionality. We'll go to top, and we can see what's going on here. We see a notification comes up. We'll close out of this. In our top right, we get this notification saying, your updates, there's security updates you need to do. So that's going to pop up pretty quick. And in fact, periodically, that's going to pop up as you use Solus, just letting you know every time there's updates available. So we can type in, if you type in drivers here in the bottom left, you can install drivers for your graphics card or any proprietary software, or just manage what drivers are being used. I don't have any on this computer, so but that's something that you might want to check first thing. What else? We can see Audacity is installed here now, and we can open it and run it on the computer. If we want to pin it, we can pin it down here at the bottom. So we can right-click and unpin certain software. And if we want to pin Audacity, the easiest way to pin Audacity is just to open it up, actually. And then while it's open, right-click down on the icon and go pin to taskbar. And then even after we close it, it'll stay down there, and we can launch it from the taskbar that way. So yeah, this is just basically some of the things I wanted to show you. Getting started, we have if we want to log out, you can come over here to the bottom right hand. We can either restart, suspend, shut down, and if we click here, we can actually log out if multiple users are using this computer. But yeah, that's Solus, and hope you've enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.